right, so here we've got a couple different ships and we have vector equations for those ships. And I know that a lot of us are not comfortable yet familiar with vector equations. So I just wanted to first show what those equations are telling you and then dig into how I would approach solving it. So the thing to keep in mind here is that the way vectors are written is in alphabetical order. So the top component is talking about x and this bottom component is talking about y. And so, really, conceptually, what we're talking about is we've got a boat called A and a boat called B, and they're observed from a certain point O. And what we're looking at is t hours after midday. So we can even start with t equals 0, and then we'd have boat A is at 4 comma 3. So here's where boat A is starting. Boat B starts at 7 comma negative 3. So 5, 6, 7. Negative 1, 2, 3. So that's kind of where boat B is starting. And then the vector that's touching T is your direction vector. So A goes 5 towards X, 8 towards Y. So if I was looking at boat A, it goes 5 steps to the right and 8 steps up. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Essentially, boat A is moving that direction. That's where it moved within 1 hour. Boat B is moving 0 steps to the right and 12 steps up. So boat B is moving in this direction right here. Okay? And so they're getting closer together, but there's a certain point where they're going to diverge again. And so we know that there's going to be one clear minimum. Could theoretically be 0, but it most likely won't be. That would be a collision. So now let's actually try to find the distance between them, because the distance is going to be what we're trying to minimize. That's the question, what the minimum distance is between the two ships. And so if you want to find the distance between two things, you can subtract them from each other. And so if we wanted to do RA minus RB, we can subtract their initial points and we can subtract their direction vectors. So if we subtract their initial points, I've got 4 minus 7 for the x values, 3 minus negative 3. Then I have plus t, 5 minus 0, 8 minus 12. And what this is saying is that the two ships start out with a difference of 3 in the x coordinates and 6 in the y coordinates. That boat A is 3 steps to the left of boat B and 6 steps above it. And the distance between them is changing at a rate of moving 5 steps over, and that their distance in the y values is decreasing by 4. And so then what we want to do is calculate the distance between them using our distance formula. And so the distance formula is the square root of x squared plus y squared. The x coordinate is negative 3 plus 5t. Square that. This is just Pythagorean theorem again. The y coordinate is 6 minus 4t. Square that. Multiply everything out. And we have 9 minus 30t plus 25t squared plus 36, and then minus 48t. And then what would that be? Plus 16t squared. Combining all that together, I'll go over here to the left. 9 and 36 makes 45. Negative 30 and negative 48 makes negative 78. 25 and 16 makes 41t squared. So that's my distance formula. If I'm trying to minimize something, I'm going to take the derivative and I'll set the derivative equal to 0. So I'm going to clear the screen here in a second and take that process through. So we have the distance is the square root of 45 minus 78t plus 41t squared. So the derivative of the distance is 1/2 times all of that stuff raised to the negative half power times the derivative of the inside, negative 78 plus 82t. And if we set that equal to 0, what we can do is multiply both sides by 2, and that cancels 1/2. Multiply both sides by the square root of all that junk, and that cancels that out. And what we really just have left over is this piece right here, negative 78 plus 82t. Set that equal to 0, and we have 82t equals 78. T equals 78 divided by 82. Now, is that the answer to the question? No, that's just the time it takes. So we want to go back to our distance formula and substitute 78 over 82 into the distance formula. So I'm taking this number, substituting it in for the letter t there, and for the letter t there. So what do we got? Square root of 45 minus 78 times 78 over 82 plus 41 times 78 over 82 squared. We end up with a distance of 2.811 kilometers. There you go. Feel free to ask more questions if you need anything.